Time is not a factor, just clear seeing. Questioner.
I just read your first article and it resonated with me. I've been reading this stuff for a couple of years now, and within the past 2 months some sort of urgency came over me. Recently I attended several spiritual events. I definitely had an awakening with this process. It started with my first weekend event, and it just got stronger and deepened through the other events I attended. This was followed by a major breakthrough at a subsequent week-long retreat. I've also felt that it is some kind of grace pushing me along, and I don't have much to do with what has been happening. I think I am in the same place you were right after you had your first awakening with Bob Adamson, and then some thoughts came up and you felt that you had lost it, although I don't feel like I lost it so much. It is just that my thoughts of irritation, mostly at work, seem strong even though I still feel the presence. When I first got out of that week-long retreat, I felt as though a huge part of my mind had just fallen away. Like a lot of my ideas were still there at some level, but they had a charge of about 1 compared to 100 before the retreat. Now these thoughts seem strong, but so also is the presence. My question is it possible to be awakened to the presence and have the mind-body organism going through stress and irritation? This seems to be the experience here now. Or is it that I am still taking my seriously enough to be affected by its thoughts?
Thanks for the note. You are going to quite a few teachers. I am not sure what to add. All I know is what I was able to see with Bob. It was at a different level than what I had experienced before. Maybe this will come across in my articles, who knows. I don't resonate with the multiple awakening style of talking about things. There is a core, essential understanding. It is the direct revelation of your actual nature, not a stringing along over time or deepening. Once seen thoroughly, the spiritual search drops away. So I would say, check out my articles, and if you still feel a resonance in how I am talking about this, let's continue the dialogue.
Yes, I will continue to read them. However, it did seem to me when reading your first article that you had the core understanding and you felt you had lost it, and then had the clarification. So there was a time period, if brief, involved there, yes?
Do not worry about time. Just get back to the basics. You are here. The presence is here. You are totally free right now. It is all about seeing what is fully present right now. There is nothing beyond seeing this truth, which is fully present now. As you begin to look in this direction, everything becomes remarkably clear. Time is not a factor, just clear seeing. Don't emphasize time or the mind. Instead, come back to what is utterly clear and doubtless for you right now. That is the direction to go. All the other doubts and questions come up when the essence is not clear. Like I said, I do not support the idea of multiple awakenings or gradually getting there.
Yes, I hear you. This resonates. It is right here right now, isn't it? Once the falsity of the idea is seen, then there are no longer any problems. They melt away because there is no longer a foundation for them. This resonates perfectly and undercuts teachers who say that trauma from the past must be experienced by your true nature, by presence, in order to be removed from the system. The question would be whose system, especially if you realize you don't exist anymore. And it seems more true that if there is no I, then who is there to be affected by past trauma? The I who had the trauma is gone. So where is the trauma? This seems like the most direct teaching.
This is how I see it. The gradual approach seems to go on forever. At least I have never met anyone who ever reached a definitive understanding that way. The basic core insight seems to remain unclear.
I hear you. Even though there doesn't seem to be anything to talk about at this point, I still look forward to Bob's stateside visit, because I still think that my I exists at some level.
If you think there is an I in there somewhere, then have a serious look and see if you can find it. That is the only way to get that resolved. With the issue of the I resolved once and for good, the understanding of your true nature as the present awareness becomes clear with no possibility of obscuration. It is never obscured, even now, but the idea of separation, that is being a separate I, appears to make the obvious doubtful. Have a good look for the I and see what you can come up with.